The government will show the way. If the government start it up, then the private sector will follow.
Okay.
So we said we will put the investment into the budget of sports 2025 is quite heavy, targeted more on infrastructure basis. That we can provide the infrastructure needed, provide the rehabilitation of the infrastructures and whatever we need to do.
Sporty greetings and welcome to my channel. Yes, welcome. I see a lot of you guys subscribing to the channel. Thank you. And if you've not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Just June alone, we've gotten over 500 new subscribers. Let's see. I need to start giving you what you want to see, but thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. It's a bright, beautiful and sunny day in London, United Kingdom. So I'm outside just to appreciate nature while I talk about what I want to talk about, because that's what I do with my channel. I talk about what I consider issues, newsworthy conversations. And that's why I want to do this one today. Let's go. You listened to Shaibu. Is the chairman of the National Sports Commission in Nigeria. You're not wrong if you call him the Minister of Sports. I had an exclusive interview with him, and right there he was telling me steps that the government is taking to turn around infrastructure in Nigeria. That is a major problem. And if you've been following me both on channels television and my socials, I have said it time and time again, for Nigeria sport to have the look that we want it to have, be admirable, follow standards, we must fix infrastructure. And so Sheo Diko was saying that in the budget now, there's provision for that. He said something about rehabilitation of the existing infrastructure because it's a big mess, guys. And that's one area Nigeria must improve. Let me show you this picture. It's quite disturbing. This is the National Institute of Sports in Nigeria. It's arguably the institution that can turn around coaching in the country. Just look at it. It's in a complete mess. Look at weed everywhere. The newly appointed Director General, the former Deputy Governor of Edo State, Shaibu, was having a tour around the facility, and I'm sure he was disappointed. Just have a look. Uncompleted construction works. The inside of the building is a complete mess, absolute mess. And this is supposed to be the place where, if you want to talk about any top-rated coach from Nigeria, you must pass through this institute. By the time I read you the mandate of the National Sports Commission, of the National Institute of Sports, you understand what I'm talking about. It was conceptualized in 1972 and established in 1974 with a whole lot tied to it, from sports research to producing quality top-notch coaches to even paramedics. Just look at the building. Just look at it. I struggle when I saw pictures of this place. The last time I was at the NIS was in 2019, and when I went there, I almost puked, and nothing has changed. That's why I started with what Sheo Diko was talking about. This is a good place to start. Somebody will say, why not the stadiums? I say no, because there's so much racketeering going on with trying to, rehabilitate stadiums or renovate them or even build new ones. But this is an institution that will not serve only Nigerians. People can come from different parts of the world, fix this place, bring world-class quality lecturers. And in no time, our coaches don't need to start going to look for CAF or UEFA licenses to be recognized. If we do the right things here, it's just good enough for Nigeria to be respected when talking about, coaching. It's quite sad. The newly appointed Director General, Shaibu, I listened to him, you listen to him too, and he was talking about, first thing first, you must just wonder, why is this place like this? You've seen pictures. Just look at it from the outside to inside. Probably only the gym. Maybe when you saw him trying out the treadmill, maybe that's probably what is working. And that probably could be a Maybe they want to, get some subscription out of it from members. People come use the gym, make little money here and there. But that's not why the NIS was established. The NIS has a core mandate that we should be respecting. And if the infrastructure is looking the way it is, then there's no way, absolutely no way that it is going to, achieve that objective. Let me just run through the NIS mandate before we see the official handover ceremony and listen to Philip Shaibu, the newly appointed Director General of the NIS. What's his vision, the goals, the objective? This is a really difficult one, but with what I know about Philip Shaibu and what he was able to do in Edo State, maybe he might just turn things around. But the NIS has quite a number of mandates. I'll just read the ones that I find very important, as specified in the decree. Now it is an act. It has the following mandates: to pursue the advancement of learning in specialized areas of sports development, including management. Including management. That's very important. That's so broad. This isn't the sort of place that should be having that kind of mandate, because so much around our sports coaching life cycle is tied to this NIS building. And just look at what it is made of. Conduct specialized professional coaching courses and research at various levels of sports. Run courses of top level policymakers and executors in the realm of sports administration, with a view to broadening their conceptual and executive capacity and perspectives. The NIS also has a mandate to conduct seminars, workshops, and other intensive programs on a continual or ad hoc basis for sports administrators and coaches. You see what I'm talking about? The NIS also has a mandate to provide adequate technical facilities for the advancement of knowledge and skill in sports. Adequate technical facilities. You saw the boxing ring that was outside, almost gone, collapsed, just left there. Sun comes, falls on it, rain comes, falls on it, and other facilities that they have right there at the NIS. It's a terrible shame. The NIS also has a mandate to disseminate, by way of learned publication, the academic activities of the institute. The NIS also should engage in extracurricular activities towards the full development of the minds and bodies of sportsmen. The NIS should also award certificates of attendance to those who participate in and attain a sufficiently satisfactory standard in any of the courses organized by the Institute. The NIS should also organize courses of instruction and provide necessary facilities and look at their own facilities and other qualifications of such other professions allied to sports as the council may determine. And finally, promote or undertake such other activities not inconsistent with the foregoing provisions of this section, as the council considers will help to further the objectives of the Institute. Core mandate, straightforward and broad enough for the development of coaching, for the advancement of coaching management. I mentioned there's also sports research in there, paramedics also in there. So this isn't what we should be seeing of such institutes. I just look at it, everything. That look, they might say, "Oh, we're meeting this mandate," but look at the infrastructure. That was why I played that interview I did with Shehu Diko, to hold government responsible. That you say you're going to do this. Look at your NIS. That's the National Institute of Sports. This is the handover ceremony from the acting director general. She was handing over to the newly appointed Director General, Philip Shaibu. And it was a good one because I think they were all pumped up to see someone who was a proper government official now coming to head the NIS. Let's see if you want to go by the things he did with Bendel Insurance, Edo Queens, and sports in general in Edo State. And Philip Shaibu might just be the man to turn things around. Let's listen to him.
Every day we wake up, we see it as a new day and a new challenge. So, and while we were in student union, there's this popular song we always sing, another challenge, another challenge. So for me, coming here is another challenge, and I've seen a lot of things. Like you actually said, there are good ones and there are very, very, very bad ones. The infrastructure, there are still ones that are good. But the good news is that looking with my own eyes, with my experience in supervision of facilities like this, I think when it comes to the integrity of the structure, this is standing. It's just that it will need serious overhaul. Some of them definitely will need to be knocked down and for us to rebuild. But the major ones are still having that, the structure is still solid. It's just to renovate and bring it back to life. I had a very negative impression about this place before I came here while I was in Edo State in charge of sport. We decided then that as a policy for Bender Ishora and Edo Queen and other sport that the longest serving players and the captain will always send them for training and they will retire back into the club. But when I sent this player here, it took time. It took almost 2 years. There was no space for him. So now when I was announced to come here, I'm like, oh, this is the first thing we need to change. We need to know, I need to know why that problem happened. And another experience that I had was when Edo Queen qualified for CAF Champions League, Women League. And I saw my coach on the stand, spectator stand, from there coaching the players. I'm like, what happened? How can you be, were you giving red card? And he said, no, that there's this certificate course you need to do. I said, well, you have an thing. He said, no, there's not recognized. We must look at the status of this place, the certificate that they offer. We must also check the affiliation of this place. We must also see why CAF will not recognize the certificate from here. So if we have to get accredited to CAF and FIFA, we must pursue it. They also train paramedics. I got to know when I started reading, when I was appointed, that was when I started studying what they do. I discovered that they train paramedics up to, I'm told, diploma level. This institution was established in 1974, I'm told, by what I've checked. And they celebrated 50 years. I thought when they were celebrating 20th anniversary, this institution should have been a university, not the level it is today.
It's heartwarming. I like his confidence. I like his passion. That's the newly appointed Director General of the Nigeria Institute of Sports, Philip Shaibu. And he said, look, he took us back to when he was in school and they sing that song, they sing saying another challenge. This is a big challenge, Philip Shaibu. And we in the media, we can only try what we can to support him. Hopefully, the people who gave him the job will support him, because it's very important. I think he reports directly to the presidency, but of course the NIS is a parastatal under the National Sports Commission. So definitely work with Shaibu Diko and Bukola Olopade. They need to solidify this mission, have the same purpose, to turn things around, make a difference. It's such a shame that the NIS is the way it is. And I said something in 2019 when I visited that so long the NIS is right there in the same property with the national stadium in Surulere, then it will be difficult because they've left that stadium to rot. That stadium has been abandoned since 2002, a national treasure, and the NIS sits right inside the National Stadium, Surulere, So you've seen the pictures of the place. It's a big mess. It's decaying. It's almost falling apart, And you've listened to Philip Shaibu, the new Director General. You also listen to Shaibu Diko at the start. So see, all of these are talks. I like when we turn talks into action. So now we know what to use to hold them responsible. You said this. What have you done about it? You said that. Where are you with that? You're making progress. Hold them accountable, you know. Let's put some dignity into sports development in Nigeria, some purpose. You know, let's give it life. And that's why I'm out to support the National Sports Commission, Shaibu Diko and his team. As long as there's purpose and you guys are taking practical steps towards achieving that big mandate from the presidency, build a sports economy. But you want to build a sports economy when infrastructure is dead. For instance, the infrastructure of the NIS is dead, is finished, first thing first. From the outside, nobody wants to even go and why would I go to this type of institute to get a coaching certificate? Look at how it looks. There you go. So we need to fix infrastructure in Nigeria if we want to fix sports in the country. Whew. I know it can be tiring when you come around and talk about the same old problems, but hopefully someday we'll see the need to turn this around and give sports in Nigeria the glory that it deserves. I'll see you around again. That's it.